a testimony of resilience.
The Wednesday plenary session first witnessed MPs hailing Uganda Cranes for what has been described as an outstanding performance during the concluded African Nations Championship CHAN 2024.
As a country, we benefited. The Honourable Minister has talked about what we benefited. I don't want to repeat that, but Uganda's visibility on the continent. I was moved when I heard clips of television programs in many African countries discussing our players.
The State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, informed the House of the fulfillment of the presidential pledge to the national team for every win, where 2.4 billion has been shared accordingly.
The 2.4 billion is no longer a word for me and the country. It's now a word which is within the accounts of the individual players and the entire team which participated. This evening, the President will be able to show the world what he has done.
The House, however, voiced more avenues to improve the sports industry in Uganda.
And I would urge this country to encourage and also to continue building more stadiums. And I'm appreciating the country, mostly the president of this country, His Excellency President Museveni, for investing in sports.
We often make a case for the growth, development of sports infrastructure. We want to remind government to do this a lot more. It is important that our young people who are talented get to have a platform, get to have space.
Meanwhile, Parliament has unanimously agreed to address the 51-year-old dilapidated Bugiri General Hospital. The House allowed government to borrow up to $20 million from the Arab Bank for Economic Development of Africa to finance the rehabilitation, expansion and equipping of Bugiri General Hospital.
The committee observed that the primary objective of the hospital expansion is to significantly enhance health care services and improve health outcomes for the community. This goal involves more than just upgrading medical facilities and services to ensure that these enhancements are utilized to their fullest.
The parliamentary team on national economy, chaired by Patrick Ikojo, read to the House the conditions of the loan to arrest the doubts on poor implementation.
In light of the straightforward nature of this report and the excellent work done by the committee chairperson and the minister, I beg to move, Right Honourable Speaker, that this House unanimously, unequivocally adopts the report of the committee. Seconded. So that Bugiri Hospital gets the loan. I beg to move.
Seconded by the whole House.
The House called on government to ensure renovating of the remaining old health facilities across the country. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Now, women in Napak district have commended the Women Empowerment Action and Voice Weave project implemented by the Karamoja Women Umbrella Organization for transforming lives in the district. Many beneficiaries are now contesting for elective leadership positions. Now, this was revealed during a joint mission visit where 4 ambassadors from the embassies of Ireland, Netherlands, Denmark and Sweden met with women advocates in Napak district.
The 4 ambassadors from the embassies of Ireland, Netherlands, Denmark and Sweden are on a mission visit in Karamoja to meet women advocates in Napak district. The embassies are funding the Women Empowerment Action and Voice project, which is implemented by the Karamoja Women Umbrella Organization. Beneficiaries shared their experiences and how they have benefited from the project.
Even me as a disability person, woman, I can now speak because those years they were not allowing us to speak as a woman. They were just leaving us from buying.
Trained on equality and dignity of women, and even also the property rights.
Is peace and security is covered, we shall be humbly really develop as fast as we can. If this program was started in April, what will happen next year in April? That means we shall really burst Karamoja is going to be flowered.
The heads of mission urged society to collectively address the challenges faced by women.
It's not a women's problem that needs to be solved by women. It's a societal problem that's to be solved by all of us.
The Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokeres Teko, attended the meeting.
Women to be empowered with information, how to live, and the same is also passed to the husband. That harmony is important. Build your families in a strong manner. A family to be there must be seen as a unit of its own.
Napak District Resident Commissioner Milton Odong thanked the partners and called for continued support towards empowering women.
How I wish more funding could be given so that all the women in the villages are mobilized, trained as paralegals to know their rights, the rights to own land, the right to own property.
Now, State Minister for Youth and Children's Affairs, Bugiri Hospital, has echoed the presidential call to embrace the importance of tourism in transforming Uganda's economy, urging the youth to innovate, create and lead within the tourism sector. He made the call while opening the 6th biennial private sector CEO retreat held at Mountains of the Moon Hotel in Port Portal City.
The 6th bilateral private sector CEO retreat seeks to transform Uganda into a preferred tourism destination, enhancing public-private sector investment in infrastructure, conservation, digitalization, product diversification, marketing and tourism safety.
The Presidential CEO Forum has emerged as a vital platform for aligning the private sector, government and the youth in national transformation. It is a forum that not only promotes dialogue, but also ensures that the priorities of the nation, tourism among them, are implemented through collective action.
State Minister for Youth Bugiri Hospital highlights on tourism importance in bringing money into the country and leading to the economic transformation. He says Ugandan 70% youth population has the potential to market Uganda tourism sector globally through digital platforms as the most attractive destination.
Our President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has constantly emphasized the strategic importance of tourism. He once said, tourism is one of the fastest vehicles of transforming our economy because it brings in money without taking anything away. This wisdom reminds us that the tourism is renewable, sustainable, and capable of uplifting the entire community without depleting natural resources.
Balam says government has embarked in infrastructure development, skills development and training, marketing and promoting creative tourism digitally to market Uganda to the global market through a collective action.
Uganda's culture, music, film and fashion are powerful tools of tourism promotion. Through targeted programs, we are supporting young creative to showcase Uganda's identity to the world. Recently, we passed a budget of close to 30 billion to support the art sector.
Other speakers from private sector expresses need for innovation and investment in tourism infrastructure and building strategic partnership and diversification.
What we need first and foremost to put right with the support of government is having a film commission and a film policy. When this is in place, we are able to move in the right direction as an industry.
With dedicated investments and visionary leadership, Uganda has a chance to emerge as a premier global destination. By prioritizing the innovation, building strategic partnerships and embracing diversification.
Uganda's tourism sector welcomed 1.37 million international tourists and 2.8 million domestic visitors, generating an estimated 6.3 trillion in expenditure in the financial year 2024-25.
The Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities has made significant strides in product diversification. Currently, we are working on several developments. We are doing infrastructure in the Rwenzori Mountains. We are working on our cultural heritage sites and several other things.
This growth reflects the resilience of travel and tourism industry and strategic investment by government in infrastructure and security.
Now, the African Peer Review Mechanism head of mission, Maria Antoinette Rose, has come to Uganda to induct the National Governance Council in preparation for their assumption of power early next year. Ambassador Marie Antoinette says as the council, anointing should be conversant with the body's strategic plan anchored on the wishes of the member states.
And the delegation, thank you so much.
As Uganda prepares to take up the African Peer Review Mechanism leadership on the 20th of February 2026, the body's head of mission is in Uganda to induct the National Governance Council.
She's here to induct us into all these areas and to agree, to have consensus on what should constitute our priorities during our tenure as the head in matters relating to APRM and the governance across Africa.
APRM is also the custodian of the African Credit Rating Agency, so we are discussing as part of the continent's reform in its financial institutions, what we can contribute, and the implementation, operationalization, and the launch of the African Credit Rating Agency.
The 3 days induction exercise will involve engagement of the awaiting leadership on the core values and the strategic plan of APRM.
The focus is really on ensuring that over the next 2 years and beyond, the country implements the recommendations coming out of the 2 reviews and 1 targeted review.
The body's focal person in Uganda, State Minister for Planning, Amos Lugolobi, highlights key areas where Uganda to emphasize during her tenure.
We are going to make sure that we sensitize everybody in Africa to ensure that we do not use military means to gain power.
Free movement of people across African countries and limited trade barriers, leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area, are other areas of focus by the leadership in waiting.
By allowing the people to move from one growth center to another without creating unnecessary restrictions across border, we allow free flow of individuals, persons. We allow free flow of goods.
The African Peer Review Mechanism is set to hold a continental summit in Uganda on 20th of February 2026, where President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will be endorsed as the APRM chairperson for the next 2 years. Abdunasele Lubwama for UBC.
The Minister for ICT, Chris Bariomunsi, has officially launched the Youth Empowerment and Participation in Policy and Development, aiming at curbing youth unemployment in Uganda. He has reaffirmed the government's commitment and collaboration with stakeholders to promote development policies in the youth.
This initiative has brought together different students from different universities in Uganda, like Makerere, UCU, ISBAT and Moot University have showcased their IT projects. He has encouraged innovators to continue embracing technology and equipping students with skills.
But rather we need to skill and empower our young people to be able to innovatively be creative in areas where they can have their own jobs. Like if they can come up with these apps, with the solutions, those can employ the young people themselves without waiting for government jobs. So
he has further called upon youth to intervene in government projects like the parish development model that will help young people in eradicating poverty in the country. Processes, development policies to curb poverty and create network.
So I want to empower them through skilling them through the apprenticeship scheme. So engage them in different interventions.
A student of ICT at Makerere University has applauded the stakeholders for engaging them and giving them a platform to showcase their skills.
Able to showcase something that I haven't understood, I can go and ask them, and yeah, basically I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to more hackathons like this.
Story by Aisha Musanya for UBC.
Meanwhile, Minister of State for Economic Monitoring in the Office of the President, Beatrice Akello, has ordered the arrest of 3 Kumi municipality technocrats over graft-related issues. The trio is accused of abuse of office and mismanagement of public funds, including the recruitment of ghost workers and extortion of money from pensioners.
During her routine of national-wide monitoring of government projects and programs in Kumi municipality, Honorable Akello was informed about irregularities in the recruitment process of municipal employees. Those implicated include Human Resource Officer Miriam Aguti, Municipal Engineer Patrick Osire, and Francis Aaron, Chairperson of Kumi Municipality, Emyoga Boda Boda Sako.
We realized that the Human Resource Officer has been overstepping her mandate by recruiting other staff outside the district service commission work. Like for instance, we realized that in the recent recruitment, the district service commission had cleared for the recruitment of about 10 teachers who were supposed to be recruited. They did the interviews. But when appointment letters were being issued, 27 teachers were given appointment, and yet only 10 went through the processes. So we realized that the human resource officer would get money from these people, put them on payroll, and after making them access the payroll, then they get shortage in payment of these teachers.
The minister ordered the arrest of Municipal Engineer Patrick Osire over negligence and absenteeism from duty.
Municipal engineer has been in hiding all along. He absents himself from work, doesn't respond whenever he's called, and yet he's drawing salaries from government. He has left his assistant to do the donkey work, to work for him to get money from wherever he is. So because of this negligence of duty, I've also ordered for his arrest because he has been cheating government by drawing salaries without working.
Meanwhile, Kumi municipality leaders have appealed for policy reforms to fully participate in monitoring local government transactions as a way to strengthen the fight against corruption.
Government has to look at how to improve issues of policy still, because when you look at it, there is a lot of relaxity in most technical staff. Because the policy says the money, they are the ones who account for the money, it does not mean that you handle issues the way you wish.
Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire for UBC.
Now, Kampala Minister Hajat Minsa Kawanda has urged citizens aspiring for leadership positions, especially in next year's general elections, to prioritize the interests of the people they serve over personal gain. Kawanda made the remarks during the economic summit organized by the Petron Miracle Center Cathedral Church Lubaga Robert Kayanja, which was led by Pastor Dr. Paul Eneche and attended by leaders at various levels.
The summit held in Kampala this morning brought together pastors, ministers from the central government, leaders from corporate companies and community leaders. These were trained on the art of leadership by Pastor Dr. Paul Enenche from Nigeria.
In the name of Jesus. We also pray for the leadership of the nation, from the president all the way.
Dr. Enenche has been concluding his evangelistic mission in Uganda, accompanied by his wife and their daughter since Monday when they flew into the country. Since their arrival, the Pentecostal and charismatic styled pastors have preached to large gatherings at Millennium Grounds, Lugogo, and Miracle Center Cathedral Church, Lubaga. In his speech, Dr. Paul Enenche, the founder of Dunamis International Gospel Center situated in Abuja, Nigeria, advised the leaders not to boast over titles and responsibilities.
Leadership is not position. Leadership is not title. It is possible to occupy a position without being a leader. And it is possible to be a leader without occupying a position.
The guest of honor, also Kampala Minister Hajat Misa Kabanda, urged leaders to prioritize the interests of the people they serve over personal gain.
Self, not by any other person, because you are chosen by God to be a leader. It's not your own making that you are a leader. So we are here by the virtue of God's love. So we should lead our people as we are supposed to lead them. We stop corruption, we start hating our people, doing other things, saying crazy about our people. And we should love our people, those whom we are leading.
The host pastors Robert and Jessica Kayanja and their family appreciated the message delivered by Pastor Enenchi.
What you said is so true, that when leadership is not there, people miss it. They're in total confusion. So the world is needing leadership, needs leaders. And I'm going to pitch this. When we took food to South Sudan, it was a discussion between me and General Salim Saleh. Such a great leader. People don't know how great that man is. He's such a great leader. We sat in a hotel room and we discussed for 2 months. We are trying to bring the peace between the warring faction there of Mama Garang and the current government.
Pastor Dr. Paul and Dr. Becky Enenchi are famous for organizing large crusades and prayer gatherings. I'm Waiva Njuko for UBC.
And with that, let's take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairompia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairompia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Revered as the patrons of the wild, my horn stood tall, announcing my presence among Africa's Big Five. Yet, with all my strength, I struggled to survive. Then Uganda Wildlife Authority gave us something, a safe home at the Ziwa Rhino Sanctuary. And here we begin to thrive again. Today, we are 48 members strong, with 17 cows, ready to take our unique story into the future. This is your lifetime opportunity to name a rhino, and with it, find the conservation efforts that keep our story alive. For more information, visit our website, www.ugandawildlifeauthority.org.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Ministry of Health has highlighted strategies to prevent mental health illnesses through developing a self-care application, with mental health being the biggest component, and linking it to their call center. While opening a suicide prevention conference dubbed Live, with emphasis put on listening, inclusion, validating and empowerment in Kampala, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, expressed the need to enhance information provision and ensure that health workers are able to detect mental health tendencies.
You're self-harming, it's not painful in the time. During that time, it's just signs of relief. You feel relief whenever you release blood.
Faith Agumya is one of the Ugandans struggling with the challenge of suicidal thoughts and self-harm since her childhood. She has, however, survived being a suicide victim through socializing with community that has made her realize that where there is weakness, there is strength. She advises people facing depression and anxiety, some of the drivers of these suicidal thoughts, to keep in company of people who understand their weaknesses and those that know what they want. According to statistics from Ministry of Health, over 2,500 Ugandans were lost to suicide in 2021. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, attributes the increased cases of suicide to the silence by those who fall victims, emphasizing the need to direct strategies for prevention to community level.
Can't look at only the facility, we must look at the community, and gender is very critical. Education is very critical. So there are certain things that we must coordinate better.
Ministry of Health integrated mental health in lower primary health care. However, still the number of psychiatrists deployed by government is inadequate, yet even regional referral hospitals lack psychologists.
I think we only have the clinical psychologists in just a few of the regional referral hospitals, I think just 2 of them. And then, of course, the majority are now in Watabika Hospital.
Dr. Hasfalukwata explains that the psychological first aid for mental health is talking to the patient. However, there are severe cases that will require medication.
The medication comes, yes, in 2 situations. When it is severe, when someone is having severe depression, you know, for most of these conditions, there are different grades. Someone can have mild depression, and then they can have moderate or moderately severe. And then
the chairperson steering committee of the Life Conference 2025, Andrew Rugasira, says as civil society, they want government to come up with a national policy on suicide prevention, plus decriminalizing attempted suicide, because it is a mental health problem.
Which is make them part of the solution, not just to see our young people taking their lives. And 3, validate, which means accept that we have a real problem and this is an issue and what can we do about it. And E is empower, find solutions for them by creating resource hubs.
The month of September is Suicide Awareness Month, and the Live Conference emphasizes listening, including validating and empowering people struggling with suicide ideation, because every life matters. I'm Navka Farida in Kampala.
And the family of the late Lasito Kayongo has appealed to President Yoweri Museveni and State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, to intervene after they were violently evicted by gunmen and Bachifesi with pangas from their ancestral home in Jakana village, Buwombo, Wakiso district.
The family accuses the late Fred Chiwalabi's relatives, who are also members of the Kayongo family, of attacking them with armed men and groups. The assailants allegedly destroyed their house, set fire to properties, cut down plantations, and beat up family members, including Sereko Annette, a granddaughter of Kayongo, who was in charge of the homestead.
babaddewo nga bangi nnyo nga bakutte emiggo amajambiya abalina emmundu nga bangi nga grade esenda naye ng'eri kusenda ennyumba yange nesenda nekuba enduulu abantu ne bakuŋŋaana ku kyalo bwe bakuŋŋaanye ne basembera wendi bwe basembedde wabaddewo omuzzukulu wange bamuyita Edward n'agamba waki muzze okusenda ennyumba eno ne bamukwata otubuuzanga ani abo abayaaya abadde ku guleda be nategeddeko mbu Faluku yabadde abaleese ne batandika okuba nga bamukwata ne bamukuba kati mumukuba abadde baagala mutuga ne bamukwata obulago ne bamunyoola mu kumukuba babadde bamunyoola n'asika gomesi mu kunsika gomesi ne bankuba wansi ne banninnya ekigere kino emmere z'abantu yonna baagibbye ebyabadde mu nnyumba byonna baabibbye mwabaddeko sola byonna ne babibba entebe ezasigaddewo ne babikwata ne babyokya emmere yonna wabadde walimirako muwala wange bamuyita Nalugwa wabadde walikako n'omulala muzzukulu bamuyita Edward emmere yonna ne bagibba ne bamala greda n'egisenda byonna ne bagenda.
According to Sevume David, the last born of the late Kayongo, the dispute stems from a title deed that reportedly went missing in 1975 when his father raised the matter with the lands ministry. They later discovered that his brother, the late Fred Chiwalabye, had allegedly stolen the title and fraudulently changed ownership into his name in 1988 using forged documents without proper transfer forms or signatures.
Abaana mukaaga nga nze mu Galanda wa Kayongo n'asalawo n'agenda alanga ekyapa ekyo mu lands nga bwe kyamubulako naye n'alwawo okufuna ki special title awo we yakola ki we yalwalira n'aba nga azzeemu obulwadde buno bwokkankana nga takyategeera bulungi teyafuna na special title ettaka ekyapa ekyo kyeyafuna yakikyusanga ye tekiriko na transfer form teriiko yakyusa kikyuseeye ng'akolagana n'abalandi ne bamukyusiza mu mannya ge bw'afudde abaana be abasigaddewo nabo ne beefuula ebintu bya taata waabwe abo ne batandika okwagala okutulwanyisa okutunda era ne ku ssaawa eno bakyatunda era kwe kwavudde n'olutalo teyaleka kiraamo kuba kino ono kye yatula mukulu waffe ye yali akirina nga ye ate eyafa oyo atunda ate ekyewuunyisa nga n'amannya agange genteeka mu kiraamo tagamanyi gonna yateekako.
They emphasized that they went to court when they discovered Chiwalabye was selling the land, and the court ordered that the status quo should be maintained.
Order was issued in December last year, 2024. We wrote to other authorities like police to give them a copy of the order so that they notify, because the procedure these days, after issuing a court order, it has to be cleared by police and all other authorities. We were still in the process of clearing the court order. We informed these authorities, and we are still in the process of clearing the court order. Then these people now invaded the land before even clearing the order. But the authorities have got copies.
According to Nsereko Annette, they warned them that any time they are coming to destroy all the graveyards. The family claims that their reports to Wambo police yielded no assistance, leaving them with no option but to appeal to higher authorities. When contacted, Nasana RCC Rwanga Charles said the matter had not yet reached his office and advised the affected family to formally report to him for assistance.
I've not heard of any case concerning eviction in Buwambo. Otherwise, I would have intervened. I would have intervened myself to my office, and I will attend to them.
Sudat Kaye and Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Sent to transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Check under the cup. SMS the code. Wamule virabo. Tulaga manyi. Karuka sita wabuza.
Masaba maji. Masaba maji.
Bikole Masavu ne Premier Distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win border borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
For 40 years, your trust has been our most valuable investment.
We have turned your savings into investments, delivering returns that grow with you.
We are driven by innovation, defined by convenience. So wherever life takes you, your fund is right there.
Mommy, look. Because we are in the business of changing lives today and shaping tomorrow.
Join us for the 13th annual members meeting.
Happening 22nd September 2025, starting at 9 a.m. live on TV and online to discover a steadfast performance guided by accountability and built on transparency. Visit www.nssfug.org/AMM 2025 to register your attendance. NSSF, a better life.
The government, in partnership with the German Development Bank and the European Union, has unveiled a €9 million climate resilience and water infrastructure project aimed at transforming water and sanitation services for refugees and host communities in northern Uganda. The project, dubbed the Arua Climate Resilience Project, will focus on increasing water production, expanding distribution networks, and rehabilitating critical infrastructure to address severe water shortages in Arua and surrounding districts such as Teregwa.
The initiative will support the rehabilitation of the Arua water treatment plant, 8 boreholes, water pumping mains, and sewage lifting stations.
And we are here working with KFW. KFW is a financing institution based in Germany. Financing institution, I think a bank. Yes. A bank, which we have worked with for a very, very long time, and we are working with them in Arua to set up a new project. We are also working with them. We have worked with them here in Kampala, in the informal sector, a project which we have just commissioned now, a very huge fecal sludge plant in Narukorongo is finished. All these toilets which we have constructed in Kampala in conjunction with KCCA, but of course financed by KFW, using a grant financing.
The project agreement is a game changer for water access in refugee hosting communities.
We are going to extend water about 70 kilometers there, and then of course we shall rehabilitate the sewage lifting stations and also extend sewer systems. That is national water, but the Arua City Council will also do some part, which we are going to work in collaboration with them, and also the Ministry of Water is going to do a large part of the project. So it is a project of many stakeholders.
Officials from KFW reaffirmed their commitment to Uganda, noting the long-standing partnership that has supported projects in Kampala, Gulu, and now Arua.
Our main objective is to really help the people, to bring the water to the people, people being refugees in Arua and surroundings, and the host communities. This is our main issue, and we are looking forward to a very...
The €9 million funding, provided entirely as a grant, will be jointly implemented by National Water and Sewage Corporation, Arua City Council, and the Ministry of Water and Environment. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, has recorded revenue growth of 26 trillion shillings in the financial year 2024-25, surpassing its 2015 growth projection of 20 trillion. The milestone is credited to increased number of contributions, diversified revenue streams, and effective cost management.
At a media briefing, NSSF Managing Director Patrick Ayota presented the fund's performance for the 2024-2025 financial year against its 2015 growth targets. He revealed that revenue had grown by 26 trillion shillings, exceeding expectations set a decade ago.
We had estimated and predicted that by June 2025 would be a 20 trillion shilling fund. We're coming from a 5.5 trillion shilling fund in 2015, so we had basically projected that by June 2025 would be a 20 trillion shilling fund. We ended June 2025 at 26 trillion shillings, 6 trillion shillings higher than what he had projected in 2015. And a lot of it is really what you, the members, trusted us with in that case.
The growth is attributed to the shilling's strong performance against the dollar and regional currencies, as well as Uganda's stable economy, which expanded from 6.1% to 6.3%. Furthermore, member contributions rose by 10% from 1.9 trillion shillings in 2023-2024 to 2.13 trillion in 2024-2025, while earnings from the fund's real estate investments increased from 13.2 billion to 16.6 billion shillings.
The revenues grew by 38%, from 3.2 trillion to 3.5 trillion shillings this year. And this is in spite of where we're investing. We talked about the yields in Kenya were lower, but all this put together, the fund earned 3.5 trillion shillings. And you can see that our interest income went up from 2.34 to 2.88 trillion.
However, despite the strong performance, NSSF reported a decline in compliance, which fell from 57% in 2023-2024 to 52% in 2024-2025, leading to a reduction in member contributions.
It doesn't matter whether you have one employee, provided you are a formally registered employer, you're required to remit contributions for your employee, to register and remit. What happens if you don't? It is an offense under the NSSF law, and the consequences of non-compliance will follow.
Looking ahead, NSSF is set to roll out its next 10-year strategy, dubbed Vision 2035, targeting growth of the fund to 50 trillion shillings and expanding coverage to 50% of Uganda's working population. Charlotte Amuge and Rogers Komagum for UBC News.
And now let's listen in for WUZA Commissioner.
Then the other part of the question, the other question is from Mr. Oplot Peter from Nansana, and this is the question: if the main concern is tax evasion and exploitation by clearing agents. Why not strengthen monitoring, licensing, digital tracking mechanism, instead of abolishing the entire system, which may hurt genuine importers? Okay, Peter here has some good recommendations, but also some areas need further clarification. So again, his proposal is that we strengthen monitoring, licensing, and digital tracking instead of abolishing. Now, the process of container leading is essentially illegal, and that we must abolish it because, one, there's uttering of false documents. There is no truth in saying that the goods are mine when they are not yours. I find that completely unacceptable. And what does this lead to? Because the invoices are normally sent directly to the purchaser, it means this container leader has to start by falsifying import documents like invoices. They go and print them off NASA Road. They give any values they wish to give for these goods. Now, but also number two, there is what we call input tax credit. Now, if I clear goods worth 200 million in taxes, the VAT that is part of that 200 is my VAT input. The withholding tax, which I pay 6%, is part of my income tax. Now, if I clear all those goods, 200 million worth in taxes, and I take that VAT input, and I take that credit input, and put them on one tin, when this should have belonged to the 20 people in the container, I'm cheating them. At the time they are making their sales, they have no VAT input, and me, the container leader, I take credit of all this input from them. So it is dishonest, it is not necessary, it cheats the traders two ways. You take away their input, credit input, both on VAT and withholding tax, but you also charge them any taxes you wish, because now you, the container leader, has converted yourself into a tax assessing body. So with these ones, no one will be hurt. Once we strengthen the right process of individual house bills clearance, and we stop this illegitimate trade of people trading in taxes through container leading, everybody will benefit and will move forward together as a country. I thank you very much for these questions.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
Sports. The Pool Association of Uganda has officially launched this year's Nile Special Open Pool Championship that starts on the 3rd of October with the men's mini qualifiers.
The championship, that is now in its 24th year, will start on 3rd October 2025 with men's qualifiers at 320 locations nationwide.
As you will know, there is a new requirement by government that all sports disciplines should cover at least 50% of the country. And this National Open Pool Championship is very critical in us being able to cover and meet that milestone, because it happens in over 70 districts.
The women will enter the fray between 7th November and 5th December, which is the same time the men will also play the regional qualifiers. At the end of the regional qualifiers, 120 men will join the 8 seeded players for the final on 20th December 2025. The best 28 women will also join the 4 seeded players to contest the finals, with the winner in the respective genders driving home courtesy of Nile Special.
We all very well know that Nile Special is big on sport and nurturing talent in Uganda. And that's why we have continued to be part of this year in, year out.
The seeded women are reigning champion Sheila Anka, Juliet Namuhanga, Rashida Mutesi, and Lukia Naiga. The men's top 8 seeds include defending champion Mansuri Bwanika, Ibrahim Sejemba, Cesar Chandiga, Joseph Kasozi, Simon Lubulwa and Hazali Lukomwa.
Well, and that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Yusuf Senyama on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity.